Welcome to the Scratticus Academy. I've been waiting for this all week, so I am so excited to be back for this. First of all, please check out all the links that are coming up in chat now. You can see our Discord, YouTube, you name it, merch, there it is. You can go and click on it there. Also, a huge thank you to our wonderful sponsors in the form of Bird in the Storm and also Magehand Press, who helps us make this all happen. So thank you very much, and please go check out their stuff. Otherwise, I'm going to say it again, I'm going to hand it over to the very lovely Hans. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. I unmuted at the right time. It's like 2 extra seconds I don't know what to do with now, I guess. So we're just going to go around in this clockwise on the screen fashion, make sure that we say hi to everybody. And I guess today we're actually introducing characters. So let's start out with Sarah.
My name is Sarah, or SL Kinney on Twitter. You can find me here doing this game. It's my first time being a part of the Scratticus Academy full season, and I am already loving it so much. I'm playing Cameron, a young, kind of straightforward, no-nonsense woman caught in a very nonsensical situation. She's got long, straight, red hair, always wears flannel, and a metal band t-shirt.
Very good, very good. And then we have Allison.
Hey everybody, it's Allison. I am thrilled to be back this week. I play Josie Conrad, who is recently left the army, where I think maybe we're not quite sure what she did yet. But she seems to be pretty comfortable with guns. She has somehow found herself in the role of managing this team of journalists. Super fun.
Okay, and then we have Alice.
Oh, hi. I definitely didn't almost start talking when I heard the name Allison, because I do that a lot. I'm so sorry. Hi, I'm Alice, or White Rabbit Pick. I play Darcy Moretti, and she is a fairly shy, very nervous sort of bundle, especially in a group of people. She doesn't really have any friends, so she's trying to impress so that she can have that. And she just broke one of theirs ice cream trucks, so she's doing great.
Okay, next up we've got Sammy.
Oh, hi. I'm Sammy. Smallish Sam. I never remember what to say with these. You'd think I'd remember by now. I'm playing Lewis. Just graduated college. Just got kicked out of his house. Has like, oh my gosh, he has less than 24 hours. Oh my gosh. I just got stressed out all over again because I didn't realize that till just now. Yeah, so he doesn't have anywhere to live, and he's going to make both Darcy and Agatha his best friends, and he's just an awkward bundle of joy.
Thank you. And you have like 11 hours tops. Okay, and then we've got Mal.
Oh, hi, I'm Mal. I'm playing Sullivan. He's pretty chill, all things considered. He also kind of just does what he wants, and he's a act now, think later kind of person. And I feel like intros might be the best time to be like, look what I did with my day today, chat. I made noodles. Like fake noodles. They're not real.
That's all I need to hear. Okay, so last time we had this very entertaining discussion about what happened last time, just a few seconds ago. So last time, everyone got hired at HoroScoops, which is a small, definitely small, news site that seems to focus on the supernatural. Currently, the team has been tasked with finding pictures of a werewolf. And that pretty much says everything we did last time. They were in an ice cream van, which Cameron has borrowed from her place of business. And they chased a werewolf from the local park back to the HoroScoops office. I'm told I can't forget that the werewolf bounced off of the building. And then Sullivan lit it on fire. Josie fired a gun at it. Cameron and and when Sullivan set the wolf on fire, Lewis was set on fire. Josie put Lewis out. Darcy threw ice lollies all over the ground, went back to the truck and broke the key off in the ignition. And then Sullivan and Cameron ran down the street on foot after the werewolf downhill, and Cameron lost her phone in a storm drain. And that's everything that's really, really relevant that's going on right now. There was a lot of really good stuff. If you didn't see it, you can always go back and watch it after this to find out why everyone is this particular hot mess, because that might be, insightful. But right now, I want to remind you guys, too, we're doing the cipher system. So we've got this system of rolling for difficulties. Thank you. Yes, I will do that, Scrat. That's one of the things I was about to do. So we're doing the cipher system. Everybody's got to roll. These rolls are going to be generally like on a 1 to 20 D20 scale, and they've got to roll to these different levels. Every level is like an increment of 3. That's super boring, so we won't talk about it a lot. But right now, things you need to know is these people need to get points in their pools so that they can do stuff. If they have advantage, disadvantage, only advantage makes their job easier. Disadvantage actually makes their job harder, but I still like it. And in general, they're going to want to hit those high numbers, because if they get a low number, right now we have our horror threshold set at 1. So if they roll a 1 on that D20, something really bad is going to happen. The wheels are going to fall off. As the game goes on, we can raise that number, meaning you, the audience, can raise that number and make the game more interesting. So if you decide you want to donate towards that, you can do that. Or you can donate to hear a cool horoscope that will affect one of the characters. I'm actually going to do a horoscope right now as we get started, because today's episode is Tauros. And one of our background characters is a Tauros. So you can try to guess who it is as we go on. The horoscope for Tauros for this week reads, while the moon wanes, you need to finish what you've started. Try not to worry too much about what people are saying about you. They may not understand you right away, but your actions are sure to prove that you know what you're doing. Sometimes less is more. Good advice, if you ask me. Which is great, because I wrote it. That's obviously the kind of... Anyways, I'm going to stop there. So we are in the middle of the street, out in front of HoroScoops. Just HoroScoops. To make sure that we've got this scene painted, on one side, we've got an ice cream van hastily parked on the side of the street. There are ice lollies, which is like a strawberry ice lollipop or a popsicle, all over the ground around the van. Inside, in the driver's seat, Darcy is sitting. There's a key in her hand, half a key. The other half is firmly in the ignition. Outside, Lewis laying on the ground, just standing up as Josie is like batting him down. Little wisps of smoke are going off of his body because he was on fire and is now not. Down the street, in the direction of the hill, running downhill, Sullivan and Cameron have just pulled to a stop. They almost got hit by a city bus. They can see the wolf retreating in the distance. Cameron goes to take that picture, drops her phone. It goes directly into the storm drain. This is where we're at. So do we want to start? Let's start with the street scene, and then we'll pull back to where the ice cream truck is. So Sullivan, Cameron. Cameron, your phone's in the storm drain. Sullivan, you were that close to being hit by a bus. What are we going to do?
So, I don't think Cameron even registers the bus as it goes by. The only thing, like, her eyes are laser focused on that storm drain, and she immediately starts running over and is just going, shit, oh God. And then she like gets down on the ground and is trying to see into it, and will reach her hand down in there and hopefully be able to reach for it.
Okay, so I feel like that's probably a speed roll if you're going to do that. And it's a great, well, let's see. If you're trying to reach for it, yeah, let's call it speed. Let's say that's a 3 in terms of difficulty.
All right. And Cameron has never cared about something so much, so she'll also blow some effort on getting her phone.
Okay. So we just did that, right? And we rolled a 2. Okay. Well, we've still just got our horror number at 1. So the good news is nothing catastrophic happened. But Your arm hurts a little bit. Like you've got that thing where you kind of like abraded the side of your arm and it's kind of gooey sticky. So that part's not fun either. And you weren't able to reach your phone. It's a little too far down and it's going to take something different to get it out of there. Also, you just heard your phone make that little message chirp.
Oh, shit. Hey, Sullivan, can you try to, can you try to get my phone out? I can't leave without getting my phone out of the storm drain.
When you call Sullivan's name, it takes him a second. He, in the like short period of time of the bus passing and the wolf getting further away, he lost himself for a minute and he looks at you. What? Oh, yeah, your what happened to your phone? It's in the shit, I don't know that my arms will fit in there, but I can try. And then he comes over and essentially does the same thing and gets down flat on the ground to try and shove his arm through as best he can. Okay,
you can make that same roll. It's a speed 3.
Can I do you think it'd help if I pushed your arm down there? Can
no.
I do that? Okay. No. I asked, but okay.
Okay, it works because it is so greasy that when you stick your arm there, you're able to just kind of slide it along, and you feel like your shoulder is separating a little bit, like it's uncomfortable, but you got the phone. You're holding it by your 2 fingers.
I think I got it. And he starts slowly pulling back.
She just holds her breath.
You've got a phone.
Oh God. And she'll
I hold it up with the phone in my arm covered in whatever this is.
She snags it without thinking about all the gunk and immediately just goes and wipes it off on her pants, which you now notice have other napkin type stains, just all on the dark wash jeans. And she's just hoping the screen isn't broken and that it still turns on and that the gunk didn't get in the phone jack.
It's gross, but it's working, fully working as far as you can tell, just gross. Yeah, and you only got 4 message notifications in the time it was down there.
Gosh, thank you, Sullivan. I would not have left this street until I had it. Thanks.
Yeah, it's fine, everyone needs their phone. It's kind of a lifeline these days.
Yeah, it really is. I think finally she'll look at the notices.
They are all from Reddit. They're all from fanfic sites or fiction sites.
So she does a quick eyeball and is no, wait. There was just a big dog. I have other things to do, and then we'll force herself to put it back in her pocket. Should we go check on the others?
Before Sullivan answers that, Hans, since Sullivan's from the area, is this one of the hilly streets where they have planted trees along the side at all?
Not in the area that you're directly in, but at the corner and then across the street more so, yeah.
Okay. Sullivan just kind of nods at Cameron. He's like, yeah, we should. And he starts walking down to the corner where the tree is. And as he walks down there, he takes his shoes and socks off. And then as he steps to the tree, he digs his toes into whatever the tree's planted in. And then I'd like to use my hedge magic to see if I can connect with the tree and maybe other trees to get a bead on where this dog went.
Sure. That sounds super interesting. We should definitely do that. And I think you're going to need to make a roll just so we can see if we can trigger that horror meter. So let's say it's a level 2, difficulty 2.
And it's a cost of 1. What does that mean?
That means you have to pay 1 point, even if it doesn't succeed.
Okay. So that'll go down.
Hey, Sully, what? The HoroScoops is that way. What? Do you need some privacy for this? Should I go?
He doesn't answer you. I got a success.
Good show, good show. So, yeah, how would you describe the sensation? How does it feel to Sullivan to know what trees are doing?
It's the trees in the city have learned a few words having been around people, but mostly it's feelings, sensations. He can potentially ask questions like with human language, and they'll respond with whatever is appropriate. And it gives him an awareness of a certain area. Like within the city like this, it's probably not very big because there's too much concrete and steel and other stuff in the way. But he's hoping maybe that he can essentially daisy chain trees far enough to get an answer for what he wants.
Okay, so in my mind's eye, I'm imagining like the same way that you can see a breeze and it kind of like rustles all the leaves on trees as it goes by one to another. You kind of get that fast forward frame of like all the leaves are kind of like flying by. You're going from tree to tree, kind of bouncing your way downtown. And you catch this moment where there's this gigantic platinum gray wolf and it is running. You see it pass by an antique shop and it just turns the corner and just goes around the corner.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that corner is an alley, and that ends the line of trees that you have to look through.
He pulls himself out of the dirt and just taps the tree trunk and then picks his shoes and socks off and walks back up towards Cameron. Ready to go?
Yeah, if you are. I am.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
He just walks back barefoot, holding his shoes and socks in one hand.
Sounds good. So Sullivan's thing probably took about a minute. Total elapsed time right now where you guys are down this hill is probably about 5 minutes. So let's rewind a little bit and go back to where we're in the ice cream truck. Darcy, the key just snapped off.
She is looking at going, no. It just starts like she bangs her head on the steering wheel, and it's just like, why do you always do this? Why? Come on! Like, just starts shouting at the ice cream van and looking at this broken key, like, I'm in so much trouble. Oh God, okay. And she starts like panicking, but just sits in the seat because she doesn't want to run away.
So outside, Lewis and Josie hear this as the horn is being intermittently honked on the steering wheel while Darcy's slamming at it, and you can see her very clearly through these large windows on the truck. So that's going on inside the truck.
Josie is kind of still kneeling down over Lewis. Look, hey, are you okay?
Yeah. We should take care of that.
Yeah, I think so. And she gives you her hand to pull you up.
Okay. Oh, I'm so flattered. He says that, by the way, and he thinks it's like one of those things where, like, he's just thinking it and doesn't mean to actually say it, and 100% comes out of his mouth and just takes the hand.
And I pull you up like pretty hard, so you kind of like pop off your feet just a little bit. Yeah.
Like take a few steps forward.
Pat you on the back. All right.
Okay. Let's go. And he starts running over.
Waving at Darcy.
She's bang. It's like, what? I broke it. Look at it. I always do this.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. I'm climbing into the passenger seat.
It's her van. It's her company's van, the one she works for, who lent it to us on trust. And she's just like losing it, having a bit of a breakdown.
Lewis is gonna open the driver's door and he's gonna climb up and just hug her like that, like how you're supposed to do when somebody has a panic attack, like across the arms and kind of just like fairly tight.
She freezes in spot, still having the key broken out. She's like, I broke the ice cream van. I am a terrible person.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to drive anymore.
Okay.
I can't drive. And then just sort of gets out of the seat and sits on the ground.
I out of my shoulder bag, I pull out a like a Leatherman tool, and And you see Josie kind of whip it around in her hand. It's almost like a set of nunchucks or something. She whips it around, and it's a set of pliers. And while Lewis is hopefully comforting Darcy, I'm going to try to either get that key out of there or to hotwire the van.
Okay, which one do you want to do?
Well, I think I'll probably just try to get the key out first. That seems important regardless of what happens next.
I agree. So let's... Go ahead. No, I'm just thinking about this. I'm feeling like this is more like a physical, tactile thing than it is like a mental thing at this point. So I think it's still going to be a speed roll.
Okay. Difficulty.
I would say getting that key out of there is going to be a 3, but you've got your Leatherman tool, and I think you should use an asset on that.
Okay. Oh, that's a success.
Very nice, very nice. So yeah, you're like pulling at it, prizing at it, and you get it, and it just barely comes out, and you have to twist a little bit to make sure the lock disengages, but you got the key fragment out.
So I kind of hold it up in the pliers. Darcy, look, it's okay. It's okay.
She sort of looks up, she's like, oh my God, you fixed it. Does that mean we can drive it now?
If Cam has another key, it does. Well, no, actually, we can drive it regardless, but hopefully she's got another key.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is fine. And she sort of just stands up, brushes herself off a bit. Is like, okay, I'm still not driving it.
I just kind of drop the key fragment on the floor of the van and put my Leatherman tool away.
Thanks.
And looking back down the hill now for Sullivan and Cameron.
I feel like that's just about the right time for them to be walking up.
Cameron, you don't by any chance have another key, do you?
What? No, that other key always stays back at the shop, in case someone locks themselves out. You never want to, you never keep your secondary key with you, right? Like you don't want to lock yourself out with that one too?
Cool. Okay, cool. No problem. Josie doesn't even ask permission. She just slides back into the driver's seat and starts attempting to hotwire the van.
Okay.
Is everything all right in there?
Yep, everything's great. Hold on.
Darcy is like rubbing her hands together, probably holding a nice lolly, but rubbing her hands together, nervously looking over at you. And like, did it get away? Well, it obviously got away, but like, did you see any more? Did you get any more photos or anything at all?
No, I tried to get one, and then I kind of stumbled a bit, and my phone went in the sewer, or the storm drain. Thank God it wasn't the actual sewer. Sully actually got it out. It's real nice of him.
He's as we stopped, he's put his shoes down and he's mucking off his arm.
Yep, genuine city grime on both of them. Okay, so Josie's gonna hotwire this ice cream truck. I don't feel like it's really very difficult, but are you trying to make it like subtle, or are you just doing it?
I'm trying to make it. Yeah, I am trying. I mean, I'm not trying to hide it, but I also don't want to damage anything permanently because I don't want Cameron to get in any trouble.
Okay, so this is a difficulty 3 specifically because you're trying not to break the truck at all.
Yeah. So I'm using I'm using my special ability, Hack the Impossible here.
Yes.
Yeah. You can persuade automatons, machines, and computers to do your bidding. So let's see. That is an action, cost 3, right? Which means that I spend that 3 regardless of whether I succeed or fail.
That's right.
Is that right? And it's intellect.
Yep.
What's my difficulty here?
Just 3.
Okay, just 3.
Just 3. And basically, if you get it, it's good. If you don't get it, you're still going to get into the truck and hotwire it, but there's going to be marks.
Okay, got it. Any asset applicable? Probably using the tool again.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Yay, success.
All right. Very nice. So yeah, this has like an older style panel. You take it off. It's the kind that you should probably never explain to people how easy it is to hotwire this vehicle, because you're done before anybody could even notice you started.
Yeah, you just hear the van start up and I slide over the driver's seat and across the console and back into the back.
Hey, none of y'all should really be driving that. I can pull the truck around somewhere. Actually, I probably need to return it pretty soon. Is that fine? Do we still need the truck? I guess I could pull it around and we could figure out what went on around here before I take it back. I probably won't be looking for it right now.
Yeah, what time is it at this point?
I'm sorry, I muted for shouting children. It is about 11 o'clock. No, I'm sorry. We started out at like 8. It's only going to be about 9 o'clock. It's not that late.
Yeah, I am starving. Is anybody else hungry? I am like famished all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. She sort of, I could eat just something small, but I could eat.
No, Darcy, you should definitely eat. It's good to eat your emotions away. Trust me, I do it all the time.
Gosh, what happened over here? What are y'all okay? I hope the dog didn't bite any of y'all.
I mean, I was on fire and that happened, so it's all good. And the dog ran away. I don't know if you saw that or not, but it ran away.
Yeah, I saw that dog run away.
So, we're all good over here.
Yeah, I think we have a lot to talk about before we go back to the office and check in. Yeah?
Okay.
I don't disagree, but the office is right here.
But by a lot to talk about, do you mean like who's gonna let me live with them?
Agatha might let you post up. She seems like she's pretty.
We're best friends, so that. Definitely. Yeah, I'll definitely ask her. I'll have to ask her.
Mostly, Lewis, mostly what I mean is the fact that, and she lifts up her camera and starts flicking through the images that she's taken. Mostly that, and she flips it around. I think we just saw a real life werewolf in Lafayette Park. Right, that happened, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, that did happen. Right, that's kind of why we were here. Yeah, we should maybe talk about that. Okay. Cool. Where are we going to eat? We should go to that pho place again.
I'm always down for noodles.
We could hit up my place.
You live nearby?
Not too far. I mean, I walked here. Didn't even take the bike.
Do you have noodles?
Probably.
I'm like seriously jonesing for noodles at this point, Sully.
Question.
I'm like 90% sure I've got noodles.
Are
All right,
these instant noodles?
No, Darcy, proper noodles.
Okay, great. Yeah, no, then I'm fine with that.
Yeah, we're gonna need like an expense account or something. We'll talk with them about that when we're back in the office.
So
I mean,
here's a
maybe
fun
if we-
thing that you guys may be becoming aware of. This is kind of a long conversation, so sorry for the break in there and cutting Sarah off. There had been a gunshot earlier. Just one, but you are in the middle of the city streets. Yep, I don't know who would possibly be responsible for that, Josie. But you start hearing sirens. Police sirens, definitely, not other emergency response. And they're getting really close. And in the rearview lights, or rearview mirrors of this van, Cameron and Josie, who was in the front seat now? Are we back to Lewis being in the front seat?
I got out, so.
I was trying to comfort Darcy.
So Cameron is the one who has the advantage of rear view mirrors right now, where you can start to see red and blue flashing lights going down the street. As all of this starts to solidify, and you can feel the police coming down the street at this moment, you hear the staccato crack of 4, 5, and then it just keeps going. Like maybe it's 17, 18, 50 fireworks going off very suddenly and rapidly, and you can start seeing little pops of light in the background. It's definitely fireworks, and they're across the major street. They're like going down the hill on the other side of the street, and as soon as they stop, you hear them start again. Another big string of firecrackers have just gone off.
That sounds like a good reason to get going.
I'll take those noodles now, if that's all right.
Yes. Yeah, agreed. All right. Looks like we're going to your place, Sully.
Climbs in the back of the van and gives an address to a flower shop.
Let's roll. And I guess Cameron probably isn't going to notice that there's no key in the ignition. Because the car's just started, so she'll put it back in gear and zip it down the street at a non-suspicious speed.
Okay. So it's not suspicious at all. You go down the street. You're heading in the direction of Sully's place, which I don't recall. Sullivan is in Chinatown, correct? Or is he just on?
He's nearby. He's not in Chinatown, but he's really close to it.
Okay, so you all are driving in the direction that those firecrackers had gone off, and you can see like smoke rising up off of the street, but there's nothing there. You don't see any signs of anybody. You continue on that way, and the streets start getting a little bit narrower, and they start being one-way streets. And then you find yourselves parked in that little area right in front of a flower shop. What's a flower shop like?
Well, before I have to think about that a second, but the whole ride, even though the ride over is really short, Sullivan, I feel like Sullivan's not really quiet, but he's not necessarily talkative, but he goes really quiet in the back of the van for like the 10-minute ride here. And he kind of just stares down at his right hand and looks confused, and he doesn't talk at all. He just stares at his arm and his hand. And it's almost a shock when we reach the flower shop. Oh man, I didn't actually really think of the flower shop is one of those smaller, mostly front facing with the big window where all the display is. It's more about like doing deliveries than it is having the physical location, I think.
Okay.
And yeah, you have to actually go through part of the flower shop to get to the stairs to get upstairs.
Okay, yeah. So it's got like one of those recessed openings. And so you've got like it goes back, and there's a turn where you would go 45 degrees to go into the actual flower shop. And then Sullivan's door has one of those gates you have to pull and unlock over on the right-hand side. The flower shop, there's a big window, and it has like a wedding display with a pillar, and it has a big like ornate wedding centerpiece on it. And then over to the right is Sullivan's place.
And he'll unlock and let everyone up, and then close it all behind them. It's a small 1-bedroom apartment. It's bigger than the place Darcy probably shares, just because it's all his. As soon as the door opens, you can hear the chittering of a small animal, and you can see like straight to the small kitchen where there's a bunch of herbs and whatnot in containers on the wall. And he lets everyone in ahead of he opens the door and lets everyone in ahead of him, and they're just like, well, here's my place.
Oh, this is a really nice place. Wow, you must be doing pretty good to have this place. I mean, I'm not supposed to say that, am I? This is really cool. Do you have an animal or something here?
Yeah, I do, but technically it's not allowed, so don't tell anyone.
Oh, I just okay. I won't. So where are those noodles?
Yeah, follow me to the kitchen. I'll get that started. And he just leads everyone in, and he just starts pulling out whatever he needs, and to make, essentially he's gonna make like full-on udon with whatever he's got on hand.
Full-on udon. That is so good.
Is that the name of the dish?
Sure, he calls it that himself.
It's like a Guy Fieri recipe.
Yeah, Darcy sort of walks into the apartment, really tries not to touch anything, like go near it too close to anything, but can't help but look for whatever this animal sound is. Not like going and looking for it, but like you can see her craning her neck here and there just to have a look.
So, Mal, do you want to tell him about that?
So while Sullivan's cooking, eventually a ferret comes out and meets everyone sort of in the kitchen and climbs up on the small table. And Sullivan doesn't, the ferret just talks and talks and talks, and Sullivan just doesn't. He says maybe one or two words like, and just, yeah, calm down, just fine.
Sully, who's this?
Oh, that's Pockets.
Of course it is. Pockets.
Yeah, I found him and he really likes my pockets.
That's adorable. She looks over at this ferret. Do they like people, or are they a biter?
He's pretty chill most of the time. This is the first time in a long time I've had this many people over.
And she sort of like not approaches, but just holds her hand out to see if it does anything, like quite skittishly.
I think Pockets immediately runs up and curls itself around Darcy's shoulders.
It's like, huh? What's it doing?
It's saying hi. He's saying hi.
Is that how animals say hi?
I mean, he likes you to do that.
He likes me? Animals never like me. Well,
I mean, you
apart
have
from
a
my
cat, don't you?
Yeah, my cat likes it if he is my cat. Yeah. Okay, so she sort of just sits there, like she cranes her neck away just for a bit, but then does lower it when she gets a little bit comfortable. Okay, yeah, okay, you stay there. Yeah. But she doesn't take her eyes off of this ferret.
I think Lewis is gonna come up and scritch the little ears of the ferret while it's on Darcy's shoulder.
I would imagine Pockets chitters at you. He's a talkative fella.
Oh, it's so cute.
Careful, you're making it make a noise.
It's okay. I think a noise is a good thing.
Yeah.
It's okay. I think he likes you. Or it likes you. Do you want it off of you?
No, this is fine. I'm enjoying it. And she's like, she looks uncomfortable, but she does at the same time look like
Yeah.
this is okay.
Oh, I know that look all too well. Okay. I mean, it's okay, but, I'll leave you alone with it. I don't know what to do. Your uncomfortableness is making me uncomfortable.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's not your fault. I'm okay. Cool. I'm gonna go away now, but we're still best friends. Don't worry. Okay. And then he just walks into the kitchen and checks on the food.
I think if Sullivan hears that, he just turns and looks down at wherever the conversation's happening, and he's just like, "Get down," and then Pockets yells at him and then scurries down.
Oh, okay, off you go. Watching it go.
So, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. You said, Josie.
Yeah, Josie's walked over to your refrigerator, and when she gets your attention, she's pointing at the fridge and
Yeah, go for it.
So I open. What do I find, Sully, in your refrigerator?
There's a couple of bottles of beer, maybe a couple of ciders, a couple of things to take out, and whatever few Tupperware dishes of leftovers that he's cooked.
Cool. She grabs the closest bottle of beer without looking at the label too much, and pops it open. So, what just happened?
I think that was a werewolf.
I'd say it was a werewolf.
I'm pretty sure it was.
And can I look at the picture you caught closer, Josie? I don't know. I really want to zoom in on it and take a closer look.
Yeah, sure. I pass you my camera.
And Cameron she pulls up the image on the camera screen and is zooming in on it. And then she also pulls out her phone, which still has some grime on it. And we see her start Googling dog breeds, and specifically large dog breeds. And we see she's as kind of this is happening in the background, is trying to find what could be a better explanation for this than werewolf.
I mean,
yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, it got away, so it's really hard to know. If we caught it, we could try and figure it out, but it got away and no one got bit, because those are really the fastest ways to figure out what it is.
Yeah, it got away despite the fact that I put at least one bullet in it, and Sully, you threw fire at it. Let's talk about that for a second.
They were just firecrackers. I got them from Chinatown.
Yeah.
I need to roll something about that.
So yeah, how are we going to deal with this? How are we going to deal with person versus person rolls for this? Let's do just a basic roll off. Let's see on a straight D20, and if you guys hit the horror threshold, we'll deal with that like normal, because I'm not giving that away. But let's just see who's got the higher roll. And if you guys feel like you have a skill, either of you have a skill that you think applies. BS detector skills. Let's say you're going to increase whatever you roll by 3 if you've got that.
I I'm trained in all interactions involving lies or trickery.
That's what you want in a boss. That's perfect. Okay, so you're going to add 3 to your total.
Is Josie trying to intimidate him?
No, I'm just trying to. I'm just not sure I believe you. So I'm trying to determine.
I had to ask because of being having the skill for bold.
Oh, cool. No, not trying to intimidate. Just trying to get at the truth of the matter.
13.
10 with my +3.
Sullivan is a really cool character. I feel like a lot of things can just kind of like get lost in his expression, especially while he's doing cooking tasks. So you're used to having more direct eye contact for this.
Yeah, you're going to want to be careful with that. Your firecrackers basically set Lewis on fire. We want to avoid that in the future if possible. That's going to reflect poorly on your performance evaluation.
Oh, shit. Oh, Lewis, man, I'm sorry. I thought you were far enough away. You can have a beer out of the fridge if you want.
I don't like beer, but thanks. It's okay. Sorry.
I think there's some whiskey in the cabinet.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm fine. See? No burns on me. I have a fire extinguisher. Don't worry about it.
You have a fire extinguisher.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that I had it.
Okay. Well, regardless, I am pretty damn sure that I shot it. And
Yeah, you did. I saw you shot it. You hit it good.
I mean, I could see a bear, like, continuing to do what it was doing, but after being shot. But Cam, I don't think it was a dog.
And at this point, she has a page up on Great Pyrenees, and is going, well, I mean, admittedly, this isn't a Great Pyrenees isn't as big as what we saw, but there's always variation in a breed, and they're both white, or that would account for the color. I don't know, werewolf guys, they're kind of made up.
So I'm going to throw a factoid in here. When you were going through your search, the HoroScoops site with the previous werewolf picture did come up, and there was a comment on there that has unfortunately stuck in your brain that a dog that size is not allowed within city limits. Not only does it break all of the different animal control regulations, but additionally, how do you hide a 700-pound dog in San Francisco?
And Cameron kind of rolls that around in her head and debates if she's going to cough that up to the rest of the group, and then decides, if they're here to search for truth, and okay, maybe this, she did see it was huge, she'll share that with the rest of the group and say, well, the last person who took a picture of werewolf did have a pretty good justification for why it couldn't have been a dog that escaped from the shelter.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was as big as we are, practically, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was too big.
Darcy, would you take a look at this? What do you think? I'm gonna hand the camera over to you.
Just sort of looks. Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't it be like a werewolf or something? Weird stuff has happened, right? What's to say there aren't other things out there? Right? I mean, the company we work for, did you not all believe in just a little bit of something to work here, or was that just me? Oh, that was me. And she sort of puts the camera down and goes to the fridge, and she's like, "Can I have a beer, please?"
No. I definitely do. I also didn't apply for this job myself, but I'm right there with you. I mean, you all knew what you were signing up for.
To run social media?
Is this your first experience with something not regular?
No. I mean, yeah, I've heard rumors, but don't know if I ever really encountered something.
Well, there's photos you know, there's photos of things.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm agreeing with you. I've always been inclined to believe.
I mean, like, there are photos everywhere, all over the internet. You know, people have seen stuff. You can see she's sort of anxiously trying to get this bottle open.
Since the fridge is near Sullivan, if he notices she's struggling, he just turns mid whatever he's doing, pops it open and hands it back to her, and then goes back to finishing up.
And she sort of takes a swig. She doesn't normally drink. It's expensive. And she sort of takes it and says, I mean, when you eliminate the whole dog thing, it makes sense, right? You shot it with a bullet. It kept going.
Mm-hmm.
You have silver bullets in your gun?
No. But maybe I should try to track some of those down.
Well, I've heard from legends I've read, you have to make them yourself, and it has to be some kind of family heirloom. Like, it's not just the silver. It has to be sentimental.
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense from like fantasy novels I've read. That's usually, or you know, like sci-fi shows. That's usually the way to go.
So like bespoke, organic, free-range silver bullets?
You know,
something like that, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I've never come across a werewolf before.
This is the most millennial thing I've ever heard of in my life. Well, I mean, I guess regardless of what it is or isn't, we got the shot. I'm just... This wasn't exactly the kind of job I expected to have to shoot things and keep Lewis from catching on fire.
I didn't expect that either.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't expect it either.
But you had a fire extinguisher, Lewis. You must have expected something.
Oh, I mean, it's not the first time I've been set on fire. I was a kid, you know.
Like, Darcy looks at you mortified by this.
Sullivan laughs at that.
Have you never been set? Oh, we had very different growing ups.
And Darcy sort of takes another swig of this beer and looks to all of you. You've never seen anything before?
Not anything that couldn't be easily explained by something else.
Okay.
I mean, I've never seen anything myself, but like a lot of trustworthy people I know have seen stuff too. So
yeah, I have, Darcy.
You have?
Seen things happen that can't be explained through any natural cause? Yeah. Have you?
Yeah, it's kind of how I got the job. It's my portfolio.
Can I see your portfolio? Oh, I'm sorry. My dog is dreaming right now, and he does these little barks, and so I'm really sorry if you guys hear that in the background.
I'm all good with sleepy puppy barks. Darcy sort of reaches for her phone. She's like, yeah, no. And then sort of realizes she's probably misplaced it somewhere. And she pulls out a couple of photos that she's taken a long time ago. And she's like, there you go. Like, and just sort of pushes them across to, see, that way these things do exist, and that makes our job valid. So we can work in this, this is a possible industry and job. And she sort of pushes forward these pictures of a strange, like, I don't know how to do it, like a winged creature. This it's not very clear, but she's like, see there, that one.
Oh yeah, these are really good pictures, Darcy. I could definitely see how you got the job. Wow, that's do you know? Is there a name for that?
I don't know. I just took the photos.
I mean, you don't have to know. I just wanted to know. I'm being, these are good.
Thanks.
Yeah, of course. Kind of looking around for somebody else to say something before he digs himself a hole.
This looks quite big as well. Like, whatever this is, it's almost like the camera's maybe zoomed in, or another one is like where it's far too far away because of movement. But
I think at that point is when Sullivan turns around with like the bowls and plates of everything and starts dishing up for everyone to start eating.
Sully, this looks amazing. Thank you.
Proper noodles. And she's like reaching out and taking them.
Yeah,
Smells
dig
so
in.
good.
Okay, so I don't want to hurry anybody along too much, but do we have any other details we want to hit in this food eating scene? Okay, so dishes kind of go by, Pockets comes and goes, and everything is good. And about the same time, Josie's phone buzzes and Cameron's phone chirps. Josie's text is from Bill. It's just a number, but you remember the office number because you're good at this stuff. And it says, "Is everything okay?" And then on Cameron's phone, it says, "Where are you?" And you look at your phone's time, it's 9:45. It's from somebody from the Cone Zone.
She's like trying to like finish real quick and is looking at it super nervous. I might have to go, but 1 sec. And she responds back, hit traffic. We'll be there as soon as I can. That's 9:45.
I respond to Bill's text with a link to my secure Dropbox, where I've got a wireless card in my camera that automatically uploads my photos to a secure Dropbox. So I just send him the link to that particular photo, and kind of wait. I just count to about 15 in my head, and then we need to talk in the morning.
Okay, so there's like the little typing notification, and then in a big block, "Hope everyone is okay. If you want, you can come back to the office. We can talk now if you want."
So Bill just texted. I think he's happy with the photo, although I would have liked him to have been a little more explicit about that. It's like time for some managing up, right? But he wants to know if we're interested in heading back to the office and kind of connecting with him tonight.
Is Agatha there?
Do you want me to ask, Lewis?
Yeah, she's my best friend.
You know,
Okay,
you keep saying things like best friend, and you told Darcy you're going to be best friends, and now you're saying Agatha's your best friend. How does this friends thing work, Lewis?
Yes, Darcy is my best friend. It's a tier. You have the best friend tier. There's not just one person in it.
So what are the other tiers?
Best friend, / acquaintance. That's kind of like meh. And then like I really don't like you, and then it's kind of like you're dead to me.
Fair. I just was curious what you thought.
It's a system. It's going to catch on. Darcy, you're still my best friend. Don't worry.
She's just like eat like a face full of noodles. Okay.
As that's happening, I'm texting to Bill. Lewis wants to know if Agatha's there.
You just get yes.
Lou, yeah, she's there.
Okay, let's go. And he's grabs Darcy's hand and just runs.
I'm like trying.
Or I guess her like arm or something. Yeah.
Are we going now?
Actually, the sooner we go, the better. Actually, I really got to get the truck back.
Yeah, I probably should help you just because you're not going to be able to start it up without some help.
Well, I started the truck earlier. I don't.
Did you?
Thank you, Josie. Well, before at the park, but it was. I never left it not running, so.
Yeah. I'll just walk down with you, okay?
I mean, does everyone want to ride back, and then I can drop it off, and then maybe I can run back to HoroScoops? You can get over there quick.
If you're worried about them getting mad at you, Josie could help you. And I mean, I know the way. I could walk with Lewis and Darcy. We'll just walk back.
You're probably right. I probably shouldn't have any more people in the truck. Okay. Yeah, I guess Josie, if you want to come, maybe a buddy system's a good idea tonight. Anyways. Yeah.
That's super smart, Cam. I like that buddy system. All right, y'all gonna walk? Buddy system. Y'all are gonna walk. We're gonna drop off the van. We'll meet you back at HoroScoops.
Should we all exchange numbers?
Yep, we should definitely do that, Lewis.
I had a good idea. Look at me.
And Darcy sort of brings up the information on her phone. It's like, that is that.
Texting each other.
Yeah. Create a group text.
Yes, we need to have a group text.
And I rename it HoroScoopers.
And scene.
That's definitely all we need there. Okay, let's start out by dealing with the truck, because I feel like that's going to be the more interesting of the two. So you've got downstairs. There is no key in the ignition. There is a half a key on the floor. Josie has now gestured at it.
What happened while I wasn't there? I ran down the hill, and then what happened here?
Yeah, it stopped running, and
The
things
key or
were
the car?
the van stopped running. Things were a little hectic, and I turned the switch a little too hard. The key broke off, but it's no problem. I can take care of this for you.
Have you never? And Cameron's looking at it, and you can see her like that building in her chest, and she's getting really kind of upset. And she's like, "Have you never driven a car before? You don't crank it like I don't know. It weighs 50 pounds. You just turn it, and then the car starts." I'm there. Oh my gosh! Oh my god! I'm dead. I'm dead. My aunt's gonna yell at me, and I'm dead.
Meanwhile, I'm starting the car again.
I'm dead. Wait, what are you doing? What are you doing? The last time you touched it, the key broke in half. What are you doing?
You hear this thunk as she like pops the panel off, and then they just.
What did you just do?
And I slide
Okay.
across to the passenger seat.
Okay, so the car's gonna run?
Oh yeah, no, it's totally good. So these these models are super easy to hotwire. So look, here's what we're gonna do. When you get back, just do you like hang the keys on a board or something? You put them on a desk or something like that?
Yeah. I mean, I sometimes I slip them in like the cash register.
Perfect. So what we're gonna do?
You don't know that.
No. It's all good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get back, park the van. You'll take these keys, lock it, just slide the key ring back in there, and then whoever picks it up tomorrow will pick it up and they'll just think that the key fell off the ring or something, and you'll be good.
So sorry. Okay.
See what I'm saying? Just kind of slide it in there.
I do hate this, but okay.
Yeah.
I do. Okay.
Would you
got the van started?
Would you prefer to just tell was it your aunt? Is that what you said?
My boss. Yeah, it's both. Yeah.
Would you prefer just to offer to give her like a status report about having the whole gang in the back and chasing a werewolf?
No, she can't know I did any of that. That's very important. So I'm gonna.
Right. So you hate that more than you hate my plan?
No, it's all bad, but I do like that you got the car going, so that's good.
Okay, I'll take what I can get. Let's go.
She just, I guess, floors it, but it's once again the of a crummy old van that's decked out with too much shit in the back.
So you're starting to realize more and more that you're all in a fairly small part of San Francisco, at least in terms of where you're driving right now. So you reach the cone zone pretty quickly, and it's just about 10 o'clock. So like the chairs are being stacked up on top of a couple little tables in there. The counter's been put away nicely. Everything is done. And the only person left inside of the ice cream store is your aunt. She's pacing back and forth, and you see her doing something with her phone, and your notifications go off yet again.
She doesn't even bother checking.
Yep.
She kind of sees and it's like, okay, Josie, could you like sneak out the back door and shut it? Wait, how do I stop this?
Like leave it in drive and put your foot on the brake and take your foot off the gas. It'll pop the clutch and it'll shut down. Do you want me to go?
Yeah, no, you have to go. But okay, and Cameron like just does the steps really quick and it works, but she's not sure how. Sorry I got so mad at you, but I'm still mad, but thank you for helping me get it here.
I'll be waiting across the street. Cool.
Okay. Maybe you shouldn't wait up for me, but okay. Yeah. Okay. And then Cameron will get out the front driver's door and shut it behind her. And then slowly approach the front of the ice cream shop.
So tell me about this ice cream shop. First off, all the windows, it's all just big, wide pane windows, right? So everything's just floor to ceiling glass. But what does it look like inside?
It's got, so the outside has beautiful kind of old-timey awnings. They look like they've been there for as long as this little old building has been there. It's got storefronts on either side and, classically apartments up top. It's got the cone zone in sort of beautiful writing across, and there are booth seating on either side of in the big glass windows have booth seating on them. So it's kind of romantic and old-timey. You walk in and all the chairs, all the tables are still a little retro. They've been maybe repainted, but they're all super old. But then as we walk into the shop, we see that the actual ice cream dispensaries and the cooler where they're held, that's all super modern. That's been fitted out to be like a modern shop with a retro feel. And Cameron is sheepishly letting herself inside, trying to make herself small so that no one will see her.
And it is, of course, floor-to-ceiling glass. You have parked the Cone Zone truck out in front of the shop. There is only one person in the shop, and they have only one focus, which is you. So there is no chance that happened. The picture I have of your aunt, by the way, is Mary Berry from the Great British Bake Off. She's small, she's slight, she's wearing a beautiful, like very vibrant colored sweater that goes down to her wrists. She's got like a long, like let's say the sweater is yellow and the pants are like a charcoal gray type of pant, something like that, something more stylish. If you guys have a better idea, I have no idea how to color coordinate. So as we continue on, she's got short blonde hair and her face is lined, but more with seriousness than with like, discare. She's just looking right at you as you come in. She takes her phone and puts it into her pocket very slowly. And as you hear the little dingle dingle as the bell goes when you open the door, by the way, I have to point out, every night at close, the shop is immaculate. The reason she's still here is because she's going around spot checking all the surfaces. And you are like this, and also you have just gotten all sorts of storm drain gunk on your leg. So you've got lots of stuff going on. So with that, your aunt wheels around to you and says, "Oh, you smell."
Yeah, I do. Let's focus on that. I smell, and I had kind of a rough time getting over here. Gosh, Tilly, I'm so sorry. I got here late.
She grabs you roughly by like the front, right by your shoulders, and she's looking at your eyes and like your neck. You're not hurt, are you?
No. I dropped it in a drain, and it just, it's gross down there, but my phone's fine, and I'm fine, and the truck's great. So I'm so sorry you had to stay up. It's really fine. I can just kind of put everything back, and we can all go home and forget this ever happened.
Well, that's fine. You can go home. You have keys. You can lock up.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, hold on. What are you doing here?
I'm waiting for you to be here with the truck that you borrowed tonight.
Yeah, that's right. I was hoping you wouldn't stay up, and I didn't want to worry you. I'm so sorry it's late. I'm sorry.
No. Everything's fine. The truck's fine. You can put things away. You need a bath, but you're fine.
I agree with all of that. Everything you just said is true. And I appreciate your concern as always. Everything's fine. It's all fine. Camera starts to get stressed out. She just needs this conversation to be over.
She is at the point where she has gone nonverbal, and her hands are doing a lot of like motions at you. And fine. Get some rest. Fine. And if you don't unpack the truck, that's fine too.
I can do it tomorrow. It is late,
Fine.
But I'll lock up. I'll clean. I'm sorry.
Nope. And she starts walking down the back way that would lead her out the back door to where she parks her car.
And Cameron's just like, oh, thank God she didn't walk by the truck, because it definitely has like werewolf dings on the one side where the dog was batting up against the side of the truck.
There's wear and tear, yes.
But Cameron will deal with that in the morning. Her main goal now is to do the minimal amount of cleanup to stay somewhat out of trouble, and then run down the street to get back to HoroScoops.
Okay, so putting the key away as suggested by Josie, just generally making sure the truck's locked up, that sort of thing.
Yep.
I apologize for the injustices of bedtime that are happening in the background here, but okay, so with all that going on, you get everything taken care of. It doesn't take a super long time. You're pretty sure you've caught everything that's on your list. And you're gonna head out?
Yeah, she like looks at her phone, and she's like, okay, yeah. She's locked up a billion times at the shop. She's pretty quick at it. And when she kind of shuts off the lights for the last time and walks out the front of the shop, she looks for, she doesn't expect Josie to still be watching, and is like hoping Josie didn't see that interaction from the other side of the big all glass windows, but is looking for her.
Josie, did you see all of that?
When you come out, you see Josie directly across the street, and she's looking at the front of the store through her telephoto lens.
What is with you people and watching other people?
I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
You know what? I'm okay. Everything is okay. I didn't get in a bunch of trouble about the truck. I have tomorrow to play more cleanup. And I appreciate you and your ability to hot wire a car. Let's never do that again, okay?
No promises.
Okay.
And for future reference, not how you manage up. We'll work on that. Okay? Awesome. Let's go. Wanna go?
I guess.
Cool.
I love Allison's commitment to making sure we all learn leadership practices during this stream. It is so good. Everybody has to follow Allison on Twitter just to get all of these good tips all the time. Oh,
You're the one who made me the boss, Hans, okay? I'm just...
Oh, man. I think in real life, I just want you to be the boss. I think that's what it comes down to.
If only more people felt that way.
Okay, so I'm on board if it comes up. On the street, on the other side of this little triangle we've got going, so we've got Sullivan leading the way with Darcy and Lewis. Darcy, Lewis, how familiar are you guys with this area of town?
Darcy walks everywhere. I think if she heard about HoroScoops, she would have definitely done the surrounding area walk, trying to find the best and quickest way to get to work, because she doesn't have any other mode of transport, so she has to leave early enough and has enough time to calculate the distance.
Lewis has definitely explored all 9 square miles of San Francisco, and so he knows this fairly well.
Okay. So there's nothing really super interesting. You're moving from that area where Chinatown is a little bit grungy, slightly rough, to where it starts to get a little fancy and a little out of everybody's price range. And then you go across the street and it's gone down a little bit. And now it's starting to get kind of hip and hipster-y. And so there's a lot of, very flashy signs on the sides of the streets. You've got boutique clothing. You've got the Clay Theater, things like that as you move down Sacramento Street. And you find yourselves down in front of the HoroScoops building. Really wasn't that bad, 17-minute walk.
During the walk, Sullivan eventually looks over at Darcy and is like, I didn't say anything, but I've seen things too.
You have?
Yeah.
Like what? And she's actually for once doesn't look shy, but it's what? Tell me.
He's gonna do some hedge magic, I think. I think he just what's the closest? The closest thing I can think is the globes. I forget what they're called in D&D, but the globes of light that you can make.
Dancing lights.
Mm-hmm.
Dancing lights, yeah, essentially that. He makes 1 or 2 of them and just rolls them across his hand before they flicker away.
Okay, I need you to make a roll just to see if you get a 1 or a 2.
I did not get a 2.
I'm just waiting. Just waiting.
So yeah, he kind of, instead of answering with words, he just turns and does this quick thing with his hands, and you see this 2 or 3 little balls of light roll across his knuckles a couple times before he snuffs it out.
You did that?
Yeah.
That's amazing. How did you do that? She takes your hand without forgetting and starts turning it from one side to the other to have a look. How did you do that?
How do you think?
and she sort of genuinely pauses to have a think. I didn't know the supernatural could be beautiful. And she sort of thinks of the light. That what is it? Is it magic? Is it spiritual? What is it?
The best way I can explain is magic. It's something I've always had.
What else can you do?
Light werewolves on fire.
And Lewis's.
Sorry, Lewis.
Thanks. It's okay. That's why, and he like reaches into his fanny pack and pulls out his like mini fire extinguisher. So that's why I carry this.
I think mid-conversation, Sullivan realizes he's got a stowaway in his vest as well. And a little head peeks up and starts talking to everyone. Oh yeah, I can talk to him. Like, I understand what he says. That's how I know his name.
Like, talk. Like how we're talking.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. Animals normally run away from me, and you can talk to them?
Most of them. Some of them, it's kind of like how some animals just don't like people. Some of them just will not talk.
So, like, can you talk to any animal? 'Cause I've got a cat, and I could really use knowing if it's actually mine or not, or if I need to stop feeding it.
I mean, if you want me to come over, I can see what I can do, I guess. I mean, if it stays with you, then it owns you. That's how cats work.
Yeah, it's in and out. I mean, I fed it once and it keeps coming back, so...
Right, so it owns you. That's how cats work.
Yeah, I thought that's how it worked. Lewis, can you do anything? Like, and suddenly looks over at Lewis, like, can you do anything?
No, I'm sorry to disappoint.
No, it's not disappointment. I'm just curious. I'm just genuinely curious.
No. I'm just a regular person that tries to take pictures and tries to make friends.
Wow. And she's genuinely like, she's relaxed for a minute because she's living in the moment. And she's like, I'm assuming this is between us three?
Yes.
Because you don't want anyone to know, Sully.
I mean, I think Cameron and Josie should know eventually. I wasn't ready with everyone around the apartment at the time, if that makes sense.
Of course. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I don't think that Cameron would be the most receptive to this either.
I still gotta tell her I broke her key.
I feel like Josie probably has that handled for you. You should just let it go.
I can't let it go. I gotta say sorry. I broke someone's stuff.
You know, Darcy, sometimes it's okay to let them not think that you did that. To let them think that you didn't do that. To not tell them that you did that.
Like a lie?
It's not a lie, it's an omission.
Okay. Which was that could work.
Right? Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I'd get in a lot more trouble if I didn't do that. And sometimes, I mean, it was an accident, right? It's not like you meant to. Meant to.
Like, you can hear her repeating the word, like, God, yeah, that's really handy. Like, and you can probably see her, like, thinking of so many things that have happened in her life. She's like, that means, yeah, I wouldn't have to lie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, that's the way that you don't have to get in trouble and you can sleep at night.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, again, it's the process of, oh my gosh, my life would have been so much easier if I'd done this before. And well, I think it's fab that you can do that shiny, glowy thing. It's amazing, in fact. And I think it's fab that you just, like there's no, I don't know. Should we just go? Like, should we go?
It was a good try. It was a good try.
I'm trying.
I appreciate it. It's okay. We're still best friends. Don't worry.
I don't talk to people that often, so,
Oh, yeah. I've been told I talk too much, but I think people like it when I talk.
Well, if we're all best friends, that means we can talk to each other.
Whoa. Who said you were in the best friend tier?
He's not in the tier?
He lit me on fire!
On accident?
I'm just kidding, Sullivan. You're 100% in the best friend tier. I'm just giving you a hard time.
He chuckles a little. Should we go in?
Yeah. And she feels a bit more comfortable now, not feeling like a crazy person. That she believes in stuff. Yeah, no, let's go in. This is fine. And also we need to get there before Josie, because Josie was behind us, and if we're late and she gets there before we do, we definitely look like we're slacking. And she said something about like report cards or whatever it was, and I really need to keep this job.
I don't think she likes me, but she also scares me.
Oh, I don't think she's. She scares me too, but I still like her.
I mean, I like her, and she's gonna be my best friend someday, but I don't think she likes me right now. I don't know who hates me more, her or Agatha, but they're both my best friends.
Oh, it's totally Agatha. He says that, just having seen the interactions between the three of them, he's just like, oh, it's totally Agatha.
You just see Lewis's face drop.
No, you're gonna be best friends someday. I was just giving you the information you wanted. That.
And he opens the door and just walks in.
Wait, you don't need like, and she's. And she sort of just strolls and she's like, looks over at Solomon like an omission, not a lie, an omission, and walks in.
Sullivan will follow last.
And there, as you go through the door, there's that moment of, like, it feels a little bit like pressure, like you can hear like your ears pop as you're going through the door. Everything seems otherwise okay. And in the front reception area where that thin little white desk is, Bill is sitting there, and he has his phone, and he's, punching away, texting with both thumbs, and he sees you all come in and goes, okay, I wasn't sure if you guys were coming back. Where's Josie and Cameron?
Just coming.
They had to go drop off the van.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
We are the scout group is kind of, oh, that was really uncool. We're like the ones that arrive first and just make sure everything's good. She takes a step back behind.
I can text them if you want. You see, we have a group text. I have all their numbers, so I can text them. Do you need to know where they are? I can ask them for their GPS location if you want. But they should.
If you want to do that.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I texted Josie a couple times.
You texted. Why'd you text Josie and not me, and not Darcy, and not Sully?
Yeah, Josie's your boss.
Sullivan almost in stereo is like, Josie's the boss?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. You should. Okay. Did you tell us that before? I wasn't paying attention. Okay. Well, I texted her.
Okay, so I've got, there's like tea and water, and I think there's coffee. But there's the espresso machine in the break room, and there's some buns in there if you want them. And I guess we'll wait.
Do you have any
Sounds good.
couches?
The guest chairs are pretty good.
Good to know.
Lewis, man, you can stay at my place for a day or two while you figure shit out, okay? Just, I feel bad. Stop asking everybody if you can stay, okay?
Oh.
As long as you don't mind sharing a place with, me and the ferret.
Does he cuddle?
I love that you've got Mal on that.
I mean, he cuddles with my pocket. That's about it.
Well, I mean, I've got a pocket full of sunshine. Do you think he'll cuddle with that?
I want a pocket full of sunshine.
Bill gets up from the desk and walks out and into the back somewhere, probably because of that.
I think Sullivan just walks away to go make tea at that comment.
And Darcy puts a hand on Lewis's shoulder like, you got a room.
I know it worked. I didn't think anybody. I thought I was gonna be like living on the streets, honestly, or like on my parents' front porch.
Oh, I invite you to my place, but I share with like 3 other people.
Oh yeah, no, I don't expect anybody to share their place with me. I just it gets cold at night sometimes, and so I didn't want to sleep outside. Although I left literally all my stuff at my parents' house, so I hope they'll let me go and get it.
I'm sure they will. I mean, it's your stuff.
My dad also gave me 24 hours to move out, and he's letting my aunt stay there, so I feel like they probably started moving everything out by now.
Well, we can go collect it, can't we? How far is it?
It's over in the financial district.
Oh wow.
I'll go get it myself. I was more just thinking out loud, and you weren't supposed to hear any of that. That happens sometimes.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. You're my best friend, so you can hear it.
I'm in the tier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
She
So in the bullpen, Agatha, so past the bullpen, there's like a little kitchenette area where there's a dining table, and Agatha and Sparky are sitting in there and they're talking and they're doing something that involves phones. But I feel like the Lewis and Darcy scene took long enough, and Josie, as the uphill San Francisco hiker, has probably set a brutal enough pace that Josie and Cameron have now arrived at HoroScoops. So when you go in the door, you feel that little air differential as you walk in the door, and you're there.
Did you notice that? That's weird.
Oh, you're right. Oh, weird. Yeah, I didn't think we had walked that far uphill, but
Yeah,
we did.
yeah. Oh, hey. Hey, HoroScoopers. How we doing?
I'm making tea. You need tea?
Lewis found a place to stay.
I did.
Congratulations.
This
I
is
know.
great.
Thank you.
And yes to the tea, Sully. Thanks. Is Bill around?
He's walking around the corner from the second suite towards you right now and says, okay, good, you're here. And Agatha and Sparky again sitting at that kitchenette table, he kind of like waves him this way and points at the bullpen desks. Okay, everybody's okay, right?
Yes. Ends justify means here, I suppose, Bill, but go ahead.
No, just everybody's okay, right? It's a really good looking photo.
Yep. Everybody's fine. I mean, we did it. It kind of attacked us. I may have shot it. Lewis was definitely on fire at some point. You might have wanted to mention some of that stuff in the Craigslist ad, maybe.
Wait, what stuff? Why would you? Did you fight a werewolf? You fought the werewolf?
We chased.
It attacked us, technically.
I jumped on it.
So Bill's looking at all of you, and then his eyes cut away to Agatha, and there's like a clear expression of fear in his eyes, and she goes like, there's like a very small shrug, and then he goes back to looking at you all. Oh, okay. Are you? Is this how you? You don't have to fight werewolves. We've never fought the werewolf. And he looks at Agatha again. We have never fought the werewolf.
Yeah, we didn't sort of set out to do that. We set out to get a better shot, and it was not happy about that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm telling you now, you really don't have to fight any werewolves for this. It's just if you get a shot, get a shot. And if you can stay safe, I mean, don't get killed by a werewolf.
Nope, that's definitely not in the plan, Bill.
I mean, everything worked out, so it's...
Okay. But you guys are everybody's fine. No one got hurt. Okay. If it happens again, just come back into the office.
Yeah, about that. So I'm kind of looking back at the team for a moment, oddly reluctant to kind of carry on and looking for some encouragement from the team. Like, should I say this?
It tried to get into the office.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's why you just need to come inside if that happens. It's a lot safer.
Did you just say you know?
Yeah, we know.
So why was it trying to get in?
So, look, actual small moment problem. I don't want to give everything away and have Alice come in mid-reveal of stuff. So I'm going to pad this out for just a second. Oh, hey, there we go. Hey, Alice, how's it going? Don't worry. We got time. So Bill, he's looking around a lot, and he's actually now visibly sweating. He's exhibiting so many tics that are setting off Josie's senses right now that Bill is definitely nervous. There are signs of, the sort of things you would get when somebody's about to lie to you a lot. But then Agatha just says, Uncle, I'm just going to tell him. And he says, okay, look, I don't know any of you, but I know what happened in the office when every one of you came in there. And we all have things we've got to be protecting. Okay. Okay. And he sits down in the chair, and it's one of those S-back chairs for work. And so he gets kind of like a big rock back. Okay. All right. And Agatha walks out in the middle, and she's carrying her phone, and she has a tea, and she just puts them both down. And we are experiencing music change. Give it just a second. She says, okay. She does a little bit of movement like this, and she pops her hands, and the whole room goes blacklit. So the lights have just turned that vivid black purple color, and there are traceries of Yeah, some of you are going to recognize them as being almost certainly like magical wards or lines all around this room, and everything just gets lit up. And you guys are standing in the middle. If you were to get like a zoom out shot up to the ceiling, you're looking straight down at the floor, and you're in the middle of like a big 12-pieced circle that goes down across the ground, up to the walls, and it's bathing everything in like this very faint white light. And there's like a large set of rings that you're all within. And Agatha's just standing there at the center of it. And she says, okay, the building is protected by a magical ward.
Sullivan just gives a long, low whistle as this pops into view because he had a hunch, but this is impressive even to him.
Yeah, it's very formulaic. It's very like carefully laid out, and it's definitely very rigid. This is not something that is portable. It's not something that's going to get smaller and be as effective, but this whole building has been contained. So if you see something really scary, you should probably come in the building.
So what can't come in here then?
I haven't tested it that much. That werewolf can't come in though.
Okay, good to know.
As the lights dimmed, if you were watching closely, you would have seen Josie's hand very slowly moving to her back, where you know she keeps that handgun, but just that. And then, how are you doing this?
It's just magic. It's not because I'm special. Like, I think everybody can learn magic, but I've learned magic.
It's just magic.
You can learn it.
Yeah.
All of this is magic?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
I feel like this is the great point for Sullivan to come back with tea and sets everyone's tea down and then puts his feet up on the table, acting super casual.
And Agatha points at the tea. Yeah, by the way, I did a spell when you all came in on the tea.
I saw.
I saw that.
I thought it was just bad tea.
What?
Yeah, it's just a spell.
So other than protecting whole buildings and doing something with tea, what else can you do?
I don't do like a lot of magic, just like little stuff when we need things here and there.
What did you do to the tea?
I made it like a potion so that if something supernatural came into the building, I would know.
Okay.
And did it?
I saw all the videos. I know what's going on. It seems personal.
Question. Can you do magic to make you my best friend? Is that a yes?
No, I just wanted to make sure the sigh picked up on Mike. That was the important part.
Yes, it did pick up.
Thank you. Okay. Lewis, you really you got to take some of this a little bit seriously.
I am.
Yeah, so Agatha, Lewis got set on fire about 2 hours ago, so I'm pretty sure he's taken this seriously. All right, we're all taking this plenty seriously.
Okay, so other than my uncle and Sparky, you five are the only ones who know about any of this.
Does this not mean we passed the trial period on our jobs?
Bill says, we don't really have a trial period because this is the first time we've expanded, and also because you saw a werewolf and you took a picture of it and someone got lit on fire, I really don't know what we would do if we were trying to get rid of you. But yeah, you've passed the trial period.
I might have a trial period, Bill. So I'm the manager. Just wanted to. Do we need to work this out? How we're gonna
get? You're saying you want to get rid of some of them? That's. I mean, if we got to do that.
But no. I just saying.
We probably should have talked about this before Agatha showed up. She could do magic. Okay.
Yeah. I think maybe that feels like that might have been important.
Yeah. This wasn't. Okay, I didn't think this out. To be perfectly honest, Josie, you kind of scare me because you have a really good idea of what's going on, and I don't usually feel that way myself.
A really good idea of what's going on. Why, Bill? Whatever do you mean?
You have management strategies and like experience.
Right. Good. Okay. I was pretty sure that's what it was. Good. Yeah. Cool. Okay.
So, and Agatha just kind of like drops her hands and everything stops being really cool looking and just goes back to normal. And Bill says, okay, so you all know kind of what's going on around here. But the main thing is we have a way of finding things that are magic, using magic, and we can really find that dragon. But we need to hustle, and we need to make sure the site gets seen, and we need this kind of traffic to do it. And we can't go around exposing people like that werewolf. That's probably a person. That's probably somebody who lives here in the city and like has a job and stuff. And that's weird.
And has a bullet in them somewhere. Feels important to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I have a slight lead on that if we want to go looking some more. You know, if we want to go find him, it.
Are you going to expand upon this?
I saw where it went up to a certain point. It ducked down an alley by an antique shop, and I think he just rattles off the details he remembers, having gotten a really good look at that antique shop.
But how long ago was this?
Right before I came walking up the hill.
Oh, wait, are we gonna go find it? I thought we were just taking a photo of it. I mean, we're not gonna actually chase these things, right?
I'm just saying if we wanted to, I can start to point us in the right direction. Also, and he turns to Josie. Also, yeah, I totally lied at the apartment. I lit the werewolf on fire.
Oh.
And me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I need to think about whether you're fired or not. Let me just hold on. Let me think about this for a minute, Sally. No, I think you're good, but just you don't need to do that anymore. Cool.
I wasn't sure, you know.
Yeah. No, I've got your back. I looked at Cameron. You okay with all this?
I'm not sure what all this is, and her eyes have been darting around the room this whole conversation. She's been looking for, like, not disco balls, but like light show equipment, and she's been looking for like devices that are maybe hidden in corners that would make some of this make sense, but she's coming up short. And she's like hearing and nodding and sipping tea as we have this, and she's just going, yeah, I don't know, but I know if I don't stick around, I'm not gonna find out. Yeah, I'm down with all this. I'm down with it.
All right. Darcy?
I'm fine. She sort of does a quick glance over to Solly, and it's just like, I think it's great. Don't you?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean, there's gonna be bad stuff because, you know, werewolves. There's gonna be other bad stuff, but there's good stuff. I didn't think of the good stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, Bill, what's our next assignment, I guess?
I'd like to get some copy up on the site, maybe put that photo up, but unless you want to go back out, there's no need for that. It's already, what, 10:30? I mean, we could just call it a night.
What do you think, team?
I think I can write something pretty good for that picture.
I'll get something next time.
I'm sure you will. Sully, can you jump on social media?
Yeah. You got any tag ideas you want besides werewolf and HoroScoops?
And HoroScoopers.
I feel like that would go better in the article itself because no one knows who we are yet.
That's nice. Yeah, maybe we can do a quick brainstorm back in the bull pit before we call it a night and see what we can come up with. Bullpen. Sorry, this is all kind of new to me. Bullpit? Pen?
Bullpen.
Bullpen.
Right.
It's
Baseball,
like baseball.
Thanks, Lewis.
So Bill says, hey, Josie, real quick, before you guys do that, can I just talk with you for like a minute in the office?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure thing.
She's in trouble.
He starts walking off towards the office. The door's closed. Anybody up to any shenanigans there? Okay, just want to check.
I did just realize this whole time Sullivan hasn't put his shoes and socks back on. He's been barefoot with 30 feet, and now his feet are up on the table.
That
Just
checks
for
out.
that visual.
So Bill walks into the office with you. He like rounds the door as soon as you walk in, and he pulls a little blind that goes to the window in his office, and he turns to you and says, okay, this is super scary. I don't know any of these people, and they're apparently really willing to go out and chase a werewolf, and you're going to keep everybody together, right? We can't do this with like one or two people. Someone is going to get eaten.
Yeah, I'm going to keep him together, Bill.
Okay. And I'll try to run stuff by you. But again, this whole like having layers of management thing is pretty new around here. And yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I get it. I tell you what, though, I said a couple of things, right? In my cover letter or whatever, right? I told you, number one, if you want somebody who's going to go to any lengths to get the shot, I'm your girl. And I will tell you that that is true of this whole team, right? But the other thing is, they're my responsibility. And where I come from, we take that pretty seriously.
Okay.
So I'm not going to let them we're not going to take unnecessary risks. I'm going to make sure that after whatever assignment you give us, they're going to be sitting right back there in the bullpen, drinking tea with their dirty ass feet up on the desks.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I get it. I've raised Agatha since she was 10, so I know what it's like being responsible for people. But yeah, it's just there's a lot of them, and I don't know them, and I don't know what they're capable of. So I know you're going to watch out for people. That's going to be good.
Yeah, I'm not just going to watch out for them, Bill. I'm going to take care of them. They're my responsibility.
Okay.
And look, if there's anything I can do to help us kind of build this whole trust thing, I mean, let me know, right? I've done some leading people, but you know way more about all of this supernatural stuff than I do.
I really don't. I really don't. But it's kind of weird because Agatha does, and I have to take a lot of cues from her on that.
Yeah. Would it be helpful, do you think, if I said, I don't know, went out for coffee with Agatha or something?
You could try that. I mean, you know, she has friends and she does stuff, but I mean, you've seen what she's like, and she's very strong-willed. And yeah, you could try that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking to be your friend, although Lewis, I think, is, right? But I just want to make sure that we have the best intel that we can have before we go out there again.
I mean, if she can find it, you know, as an answer, she can look it up or whatever. She'll help you out. I don't think she's going to hold anything back from you. But yeah, you know, I think since about she was 10 years old, I've been taking care of her. And I think since she was about 14 years old, she's been taking care of me. And I don't know how that's going to work for somebody else.
Yeah. Well, we'll work it out. Okay. Hans, do I notice are the two spirits that I noticed in this office the last time I was here, if I tune into that layer, do I notice them or anything else?
That's a great question. That's a really great question. So let's talk about this office. Yes, you do. They are still there. These people are older looking Asian couple. You catch strong family resemblances to Bill. You would say one just by like face shape, the way that the hair goes back, a little bit taller, dressed in like a very plain like button shirt and long slacks that have a crease to them. Yeah, it looks a lot like it's probably his dad. The other one, little shorter, you know, not round, just a little bit wizened. That's probably his mom. And they're both right here in the room with you. And as you walked around this building, especially when Agatha pulled her light show earlier, there were other spirits in this building as well. So there were two other spirits, and one looked a lot like Bill, and one did not at all. So yeah, you've seen at least 4 spirits in this building
now. Bill, before I go, just one other thing.
Okay.
This is your family's lived here for some time, haven't they?
Yeah, this was my parents' newspaper back when it was a newspaper. And then when I took over, we started converting to digital. Yeah.
Yeah. You may already know this, but just in case, they're still here, and they're watching over. I think they might be watching over all of us.
Okay. So, like my mom and dad, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And just the two of them, right?
No, there are others. I'm not sure who they are. Look, I've not talked about this with people very often, but
Okay. 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 So it's not a bad thing, right? It doesn't mean something bad happened.
I don't know what it means. But I don't think so. I can try to find out, I guess, but
No, it's okay. It's not. No, don't waste time on that. That's fine. I don't. No, it will be. It's fine.
okay. I just thought you should probably know.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. And thank you. Thanks for giving us this opportunity.
So he holds the door open. He's now into the mute phase of just nodding, and his eyes are doing like a really watery welling up. And he just opens the door up, and as you go out, he's kind of nodding his head a little bit, and the door closes extra, extra soft. And then you hear like what you would imagine is maybe a hard sitting down, maybe on a chair, maybe not. That seems to be about it from there.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, back in the bullpen.
Lewis has just been talking everybody's ear off about anything and everything. He's like, yeah, so I just graduated college and like, oh, did you guys never notice anything wrong with the tea? Did anybody else catch on to that? Or was that just, who pointed that out? I forgot. Anyway, and like, he just goes on and on. Doesn't hear anybody if they answer.
Yeah, I totally believe that. I think. Oh, go ahead.
No, so Cameron's launched into like full-on writer mode. She picks one of the desks in the room and she pulls out, I guess she doesn't have anything to write on except for her phone. So she opens up a new note and starts writing about the night.
So Agatha comes over and she like puts her hand on the back of your chair. She goes, okay, let me just log you in. And she turns on one of the workstations and like puts in your name and, you know, sets it up and it gives you a password prompt. And she goes, okay.
Thanks, Agatha. And she keys in a password. And
yeah, so you are the first of the new employees to be logged into the system.
Thanks. And I guess she'll find the word processor, whatever it is, on the machine and start going to town.
Okay. So you were doing the writing. I feel like we got to do a roll.
Okay.
I do miss the wheels falling off last episode, so.
What's the difficulty?
Let's say this is just a 2. This is something you're going to do. It's pretty standard.
Okay. And yeah, intellect?
Yep.
All right, success.
Nice. So it works out really well. You've got some basic stuff up here for almost 11 o'clock at night. It's a pretty good read through. It's, simple. You're hitting the important stuff at the beginning. And I don't know, how strongly are you implying this is a werewolf?
I think what Cameron is doing is she is trying to write about the experience itself, the glow of the moon, the sound of the wolf, the kind of desperation of the situation as she's heard it from some of her new coworkers. And she leaves it, I think, up to the reader to decide if it's a werewolf, but she spares no words in describing the big teeth, and she throws out a guess that it weighs 1,000 pounds, and she talks about how it's the fastest thing she's ever seen move that was on, feet and not wheels.
Very nice. Okay, so it's ready as you want it at this point. What's our next step here? Josie, you're back in the bullpen. Are you going to take an editorial pass?
Yeah, I will. I'll take a quick pass. Although this isn't necessarily my strength, but I do want to, I kind of probably come up over your shoulder as you are wrapping up.
Yeah, you want to read it over?
Yeah,
maybe
could I?
Slap the picture in.
Yeah, cool.
And Cameron will get up and let Josie just take the seat.
Oh, cool. Thanks. You need anything from me for this, Hans?
No, I don't think so. Not unless you want to exert any sort of authorial command here.
No, this looks fantastic. I love it. Man, you're really good.
Hey, thanks. I think my experience as a fantasy writer is going to come in a little bit more handy than they admittedly I thought it would.
Yeah, I think so. And I also really like your ability to kind of put this out there in a way that that strongly implies, without necessarily making any definitive claims at this point. That's nice.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Hey, Sully, you want to take a look at this? See what you think about hashtags and how you want to promote it?
Yeah, I can do that. You got
Cool.
any idea? She wrote it and you take a look. You got any ideas off the top of your head?
Well, I don't know. Darcy, Lou, why don't you come over and just take a look? We all
Hashtag
kind of
HoroScoopers. You just hear Lewis say from like the other side of the room.
Darcy sort of wanders over and it's just like, like, is it too obvious if we put like supernatural and stuff? No,
that's perfect.
Oh, okay. Well, there's supernatural, there's full moon, and then she just starts like listing off all of these hashtags to do with like supernatural, and never actually saying werewolf, but basically giving the gist of it.
Yeah, see? I love this, right? This is like Josie's rule number 1. Anybody can have a good idea and anybody can have a bad day.
I had a bad day. I got set on fire.
See? There you go.
Darcy looks like she's going to say something, looks at Cameron, and then just stum.
I have a question, Hans.
Yeah.
During all of the things that have been happening right now, how does Pockets react to Agatha?
That's a really good question. So let's talk about Pockets. In general, what are Pockets like? How does Pockets interact with people?
I mean, mostly, except for the occasional sneak out, he stays at my apartment.
Okay. And have you been encouraging Pockets to go take a sniff of Agatha or anything like that, or just on the casual?
So super cash.
Okay. So Pockets has pretty much not noticed that Agatha and Sparky are there, but did not exhibit any signs of stress when she came to the middle of the room and glowed everything up.
Okay. So, does everything look good then?
Good to me. What do you think?
All, like, press the button together? No, that's too corny. That's dumb. No.
No, that's perfect. I love it.
No, I regret I said it.
Yeah, too late.
We're doing it.
Too late. We're totally doing it. All right. Get over to the...
Oh, me too. Okay.
Yeah, Darcy, come on.
Okay. Like, and she just hovers over it, not really knowing what's going on.
Hey, Agatha, Sparky, you want in on this?
Is this like
No.
on 3 or after 3? Just clarifying.
This is after 3.
Can you say like 1, 2, 3, go, and then like on go we all put it?
It's that. It's exactly what Lewis just said.
Okay.
All right, everybody ready? 1, 2, 3, go. We get published.
Very good, very good. Agatha just kind of said, no, it's your thing when you guys were doing it. And Sparky is really, really quiet, just kind of like shook their head. So that's the first story. And after a second, the page refreshes. And after the HoroScoops banner, there is, Sarah, help me out here. What's the title again?
Beyond News.
Oh, right. But I was looking for what's the title of your article?
Oh, it's called Baying in the Bay Area.
Sarah actually did the work. I can't just... It's wonderful.
As soon as everything goes live, Sullivan sets up a bunch of timed tweets to go out over the course of like the next day or two, because it's already late at night. He'll have one go off right away, but he's got them set up to go throughout the next day.
Hey, all of you, make sure that you hit this up with your own social media, right? Push this out.
She just stumbles over to make a Twitter account.
Yeah, are we supposed to have social media?
I look at Sully. Can you?
I mean, do you want me to set him up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can probably do that.
Cool.
I've already got like 2 hits on Reddit. I think that's pretty good.
By the way, real quick, Cameron's Reddit is blowing up.
Yeah. It's like at first it's the 2, and then she's like, oh my gosh. And yeah, she's just like now scrolling through Reddit, and then that of course links to her Tumblr.
Love it. Love it. All right. I am starving. Is anybody else hungry? I'm like famished.
Didn't
You
we
know-
like just eat?
Like more noodles.
Josie, are you? I'm thinking ice cream.
Yes.
There's this really good ice cream shop that I heard about. It's called the Cone Zone. We should go there.
It's oh god I'm it's like almost midnight. I gotta go. I'm sorry, and I think everything's closed.
Yeah.
Why are you acting weird? Don't make this weird.
I'm not acting weird. Let's get ice cream. It's fine.
Yeah. There's got to be some place down in Embarcadero or something that's open, right?
Oh yeah, you guys can all think of at least one place that's open at this time.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, but after that, y'all need to go home, get some rest or something.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Lewis, wait. Oh no, but you're good, right?
Yeah. Sully said he would put me up for like a night or 2.
Hey, that's cool, Sully. Thanks.
He's a cool guy. Even though I keep bringing up that he set me on fire. Because I don't know if you know, but he set me on fire.
Yeah, I was there.
You know, if you keep bringing that up, I'm not gonna give you noodles.
But it's funny.
You got one more. Then no more noodles. And he just kind of grins, and you can't tell if he's joking or not.
Just as the like nervous, like, okay. I almost would rather. Okay, I won't bring it up again.
So are we getting ice cream?
Oh god.
Yeah, just let's get you guys set up with a social media. If you don't have it, we'll get you some Twitter handles and stuff. And then since Alice, you said Darcy was starting to make one.
Yeah, she was like not quite signed up yet, but trying to find the website where to do it.
Sullivan will come over and help, and when he does, Pockets hops up on her shoulders again.
Yeah, it's like again, it's the sort of she's not used to animals jumping on her, but she's like, okay, this is fine. She sort of does that awkward. You know when you're not sure of an animal, you just have the flat hand pat. That's what she's doing.
Okay, so we're gonna dilate time, fast forward a little bit here. Did you guys get ice cream, or did you go somewhere else?
I think
we totally got ice cream.
I think we totally got ice cream.
Okay, at this time of night, you have to go to the most outlandish ice cream places to find an ice cream place that's open at 11 o'clock. It is a place that does the donuts with the ice cream in the middle. So it's a deep fried donut where they put ice cream in the middle and then they flash fry it real quick to seal it in there. It's a real thing. I've had it. It's exactly what it sounds like. And everybody gets a chance to try that. It's hot and ice cream at the same time. Make your own choices about how you like that.
Whose idea was this?
It's gonna be messy. Like, just sort of.
It is messy.
Sullivan raises his hand when she's like, whose idea was this? And then when the comment about being messy comes, he just looks down at his shirt, still covered in whipped cream or whatever, and partially covered in gunk from the storm drains. And oh yeah, they probably won't let Sullivan in the building. He doesn't have shoes on.
That's a good point.
We like sit on their outdoor patio.
Yeah, we'll bring it out to you.
Mm-hmm. So we fast forward past. Oh, sorry. Do we have a Lewis moment here?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Let's get you guys back home. So at some point here, everybody has to go back home. It's been a long whirlwind. Thinking about it now, it's only been about 10 hours. But it's been a very packed 10 hours of doing things. So you all survived. Good news. And you've gone back to your individual places. Let me take a real quick look here at my plotting and see if there's any notes we need to hit. I think I've got one. I've got two. I've got two things we got to do, just a little bit of. Okay, number one, Sullivan. You're at home. Lewis, I take it you went back to your place for the night, your parents' place?
Am I still allowed there?
No. Are you going to push your luck, or are you just going to sleep on Sullivan's couch?
I think I'm going to sleep on Sullivan's couch to show my parents that I'm a grown-up. But I do plan on returning in the morning.
That sounds good. Okay, so Sullivan, we're going to talk about your dreams, and we're going to make an intellect roll on dreaming.
Okay.
Is dreaming a skill in any way that you have? I don't think it is.
Nope.
So you're just going to make a level 3 intellect roll, and if you fail, that's all right, as long as it's not a 1 or a 2.
Okay. I don't have enough in my pool to spend effort, so I'm not gonna.
Okay, so two things. Number one, at some point we've got to build up a recovery mechanism. You guys can take the recoveries whenever you want, and it lists across the recovery numbers. The first one takes an action, the second one takes 10 minutes, etc. So when we start out the next scene after tonight, everybody will have all their pools refilled. But if in the midst of things you want to have your pool refilled, you need to take one of those recovery steps and recover that 1d6 plus 1 points to pools.
Oh,
so that's something you can all choose to do.
Would we have been at Sullivan's apartment long enough to do the hour? Because
Yeah, if you want to say that you took 2 or 3 of those recoveries, you could totally do that.
Okay.
There you go. So that'll at least cover you for one roll, right?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll spend 1 effort to get that. I think that. A 13.
And again, you're like, you're that close, right? It's not really. I'm looking at the cost. I was like, oh, it's almost no, but it wasn't. Okay, so you did great. And there's a moment where you go back in your mind to when you were watching the wolf run down the streets and you could feel the trees. And there is that scene. The wolf runs past the antique shop. And the antique shop window is the part that your mind seems to be stuck on because you're not following the wolf. You're seeing this antique window, the shop itself, you don't see the name, so that's unfortunate. But the window is kind of deep set, and it has a red velvet curtain in the back. They have set up a revolutionary soldier uniform. So you've got the tri-corner hat, and they've got the jacket and everything like that that looks like a revolutionary soldier. And the mannequin has a absolutely not correct sword at its hip. Looks kind of old. The handle looks kind of brassy, definitely worn. The costuming looks like it's pretty expensive and nice. The sword looks like it's a piece of junk that they found in the back and thought would look good with the outfit.
Okay. And the dream focuses on that sword, I'm guessing?
Yeah, you do feel rather drawn to that.
If
That's
I
kinda how it goes.
yeah, if I woke up after the dream, would I maybe have anything on my mind other than the fact that the sword was there at the antique store?
Well, you made a successful roll, so I feel like that piece of information is going to carry with you into your pleasant waking up, and it'll stay with you.
Okay.
So while that's all going on, Lewis peacefully sleeping on the couch outside. Does either Lewis or Sullivan snore? This is just for me, not for anything else.
No, but Pockets totally snores.
Okay, that's good.
Tiny ferret snores.
I can't wait for somebody to look that up and find that link. Okay, so look forward to that. And hey, we got more raiders coming in. So hey, raiders. We're going to now pan across town a little bit. And we're going to an old Victorian house that has a basement apartment that we're kind of zooming in closer on. Yes, Cameron's making the face, she knows. So we're going to Cameron's apartment. As Cameron is walking in, it is what, 12:30 at night? It's basically the next day, and you're walking up to the house, and right there on the threshold, you need to make a perception check. Intellect roll with a difficulty of 2, and if that's a skill you have, you get to use.
Would you say that this is to perceive danger?
That's a good question. Sure.
Well,
everything perceive danger, right?
So she's bad at perceiving danger. So she actually gets that increases the difficulty.
I'm so happy with that result. Yes, let's do that.
So we'll make it 3?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, that number though. It's okay, one of these days. So you're right there. There is a moment you're tired. There's sound, there's like things going on. The lights are on upstairs, and you're done. You're going to go to sleep. And you do that. Do we have anything we want to talk about for Darcy or Josie? You get relaxing sleep. The real question is, what time in the morning is everybody going to try to show up at HoroScoops? And is it even morning when you show up? Because I know we've got to do something with Lewis.
I think when I get back out to my place in Marin County, I probably shot a text out to the HoroScoopers group text. Great job tonight. You've earned a sleep in. Let me know when you plan to be in the office. And that's it.
Okay. So everybody got that text. Let's do the clockwise thing. Cameron, what is Cameron thinking?
I think she usually has her alarm set for like 10. And as she sneaks back into her house and makes it back to her room, she just passes out on the bed with no consideration for setting it any earlier. So wake up at 10, maybe make it to the office by 11.
Okay. And how about Darcy?
Darcy can't help but smile at the message. She sort of checks her phone because it doesn't normally go off a lot, so it's sort of remembering to check it. She's awake, like body clockwise at 6, but she doesn't leave until 7:30 when she's heard 2 of her housemates converse in the kitchen and then leave, and then she will come out of her room and go to the kitchen and probably grab, like, she doesn't normally have breakfast because she can't fix noodles for breakfast, so she sort of grabs a coffee and will drink that, feed the cat, and then sort of talk to it the entire time while she's doing things and telling it about what happened the day before. Just, you know, it's like, oh, it was amazing, and then this happened, and then like she's like, as she's packing up her bag and making sure that everyone else has left the apartment and has enough time to get a distance so they don't have to bump into each other, hopefully, then she will go.
So I'm thinking like 9?
Yeah, probably about 9, 9:30.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's continue around to Lewis.
Yeah, so when Lewis got the text, he immediately texted back, I'm thinking of going into the office. Or I'm planning. Did you ask when we were planning to go into the office? He says, I'm planning on going into the office. Right. Like, I'm currently planning on going to and then, like, just, that's his text. And he goes to bed, and he usually gets up at 10. Okay, actually, question, how long does it take to get from Sullivan's to his parents' house?
Okay, so that's a good question. You're going in the direction of rush hour traffic because you're trying to go downtown to Financial. Additionally, you know, it's going to depend on if you do a Lyft or whatever else like that. You've got anywhere from 15 minutes to like an hour.
Okay. So he's going to wake up at 9. And I mean, he's had to sleep in his clothes from before. So he's going to wake up, not have anything. So he's going to be all nasty and go back to his parents' house.
Okay. And real quick, before we do that scene, what time is Sullivan going to arrive at the office?
Sullivan probably gets up around 8 just because he, you know, Lewis had talked extendedly about what was going on at home. And so he's awake when Lewis leaves, if Lewis wants to, you know, converse or anything. Sullivan would be up and tending the big flower bed, big herb garden on his windowsill that he's got.
Okay. So do you guys want that moment there, or do we want to just go straight to Lewis's family's house?
Yeah, so I think that there is definitely a very different Lewis, a demeanor to Lewis. Whereas he's usually this excited, nervous mess where he was yesterday. Like he's now very everything is kind of sadder. I don't know exactly. Yeah, it's like more sad, like more
Melancholy
today. Yeah, thank you. Yes. I'm good with words. That's why I'm an engineer. And he walks past you without saying anything. And he kind of just wakes up and walks out the door, unless you were going to say something, but that's kind of what his plan is.
I think catching how Lewis is, the only thing he would do is right before Lewis walks out the door, he'd be like, "Do you want me to go with you?"
No, I think that'd make things worse.
All right, text us if you need anything.
Thanks. I'll see you in work. Thanks for letting me crash.
Yeah, of course.
And give Pocket some extra scritches for me.
Yeah, I'll do that.
He kind of just walks out, slowly closing the door.
Okay. When you show up at your parents' condo, did you stop and do anything, or did you just go straight in?
I just, I'd probably knock on the door.
Okay, but you don't have any errands to get before then? Or
no.
So in their hallway, there's really just like 3-4 units. It's a pretty big condo, which is like a good measure of its expense. In the hallway, outside of the door, there are 3 moving boxes, and each one has the word Lewis written on the side.
Am I strong enough to carry all 3 of these?
You want to say it and see how it goes?
Yeah. First, yes, I want to do that, but before I do that, I think I'm going to send a text out to the HoroScoopers and just be like, may need help. Stand by.
So each of these boxes is maybe like 2.5 feet on a side. So they're like 30-inch boxes. Mm-hmm. So they're not terribly big. And when you lift them up, I don't know how you feel about the fact that you're actually able to carry all of your belongings at the same time.
How are they closed? Are they like the folded closed, or are they taped?
They are perfectly taped along the seam and cross seam.
I think I'm gonna try to open them. Just tear the tape off and make sure that everything that is mine is actually there, because I'm in a little disbelief that all my stuff is amounts to this.
Okay, so you open it up, you're looking through clothing items, cell phone charger, alarm clock, toothbrush, stuff like that. And you're digging down, and there's like some college memorabilia and some climbing gear and stuff like that. It's a really well packed, and you recognize your mom's hand from like the meticulous way everything is folded so that it would be like perfect in a suitcase. And as you're getting down to the bottom of the first box, the door opens and your mom is there. And she has she cuts back looking into the room and then looks back at you, and she says, "Lewis, you're safe, right?"
Yes, I'm safe.
Okay. And again looks back, and she goes back, and the door's not closed, but she goes back in the room, and she comes back out, and she hands you an envelope, like a letter envelope. And it's pretty thick and heavy.
What's this?
I mean, until you figure out what you're doing. But, your dad, his parents did this to him when he graduated college, and he thinks this is how you get started. And Are you going to be okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Okay. You text me if you need something.
Okay.
Okay, did you eat breakfast?
No, but don't worry about it. I'll get breakfast.
Okay.
And can I open up the envelope in front of her?
Yeah, and then in the background you hear, Deborah, and she looks back and she goes, okay, just call me. And she like really slowly closes the door on you, and you're holding like maybe $2,000 in cash.
I'm going to go to wherever the envelope slap is, whether it's downstairs and they have a thing, or if it's one of the ones that's there, and I'm just going to shove it in there.
Okay. And you totally have to go downstairs, and there's a guy wearing a outfit, and you have to hand it to him.
And I'm going to just go up to him and be like, oh, do you have a pen?
Of course. And they give you a pen, and it's got the building name on it and everything like that.
I'm just going to write, like, I don't need this and I don't need you. And then just put it there and be like, goes to apartment or condo number, whatever.
Yeah.
12.
And this guy every day, so he just like nods. Okay.
Yeah. It was good knowing you.
Do you need me to call a car or anything like that?
No, I'll walk.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, have a good day.
And just walks out with... First, actually, he's going to find the deodorant and put that on, and then he's going to go and walk out and make the long, hilly trek to HoroScoops.
Yep. So by the time that happens, it's probably about the time that everybody else has made it into the office. In the kitchen this morning, there is something on the stove. It, at first inspection, looks like rice that has a lot of water in it, and it's been broken up. And there are, okay, who here knows what a churro is? Everybody? We're good on churros? Yeah. Okay, so there are fried dough sticks that look like churros on the table as well. They smell savory. There is no sugar whatsoever on them. And there are eggs. They're a little bit smaller and a little bit more tan in color. And when some of you walked in and so forth, Bill explains that this is congee, and there's like a fried bread and duck egg and stuff like that.
This looks amazing. And I am so hungry. Thank you. I just start diving in.
Wait, we can eat this?
Yeah, I mean, we're already cooking. We might as well.
It's amazing, thank you. And she sort of just starts like, she doesn't take lots, but you can see her almost trying to judge how much is too much if she takes it.
So Josie, you get the picture on one side. You've got Darcy is trying to like spoon up porridge, and Bill is like doing some espresso making at this point, and Agatha is staring across you right at Darcy as she tries to fill up this bowl, and she just puts it on her phone and says, you can have more. You can eat the food.
I'll eat this first and I'll see how I'm feeling. Thank you. And sort of just goes and sits on one of the chairs away from the thing on her own.
So we'll fill up the room at this point. Everybody's there. Lewis is there with his boxes. Everybody else is clean and showered and so forth, I'm sure. And it's date time. The werewolf post has gone crazy. So far, you guys have 13,000 likes on most of the major social media. It's just crushing it. It's all over the place. Bill has already told you, Josie, that the revenue for this post, like the eyes on it, incredible. It's doing better than the last werewolf post. And Bill also confesses to you, I guess Cameron can write, because it was pretty good.
I thought so too. I'll let her know you thought so. I'm sure that'll mean a lot to her.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of styled. You know, it's got style.
Yeah. Well, the numbers don't lie.
Yeah, it's good. So you guys are talking about this in his office, and you hear the front bell go off. In addition to the little dingly bell, apparently in Bill's office, you get a little bap bap when the door opens. So out in the bullpen, who's in the bullpen? Who is where? Cameron's where? I know I totally went away from you as soon as you put your hand up, Mel.
Cameron's grabbed some food, so she's got a plate on her desk that she's decided is hers, and she is eating up the Reddit responses, and she's just reading responses to the post that they made.
Okay, and a lot of them are personal and directed at you because they're people you know from writing that maybe aren't totally keen in on the idea that you're now writing nonfiction. So you're getting a lot of crosstalk on that.
Cool. Cameron's digging it. She's like kind of trying to like play both sides of that fence.
Okay. So that seems to be going well. And then where's Darcy at?
Darcy has taken herself off to the side, probably actually near the entrance where the chairs were at the beginning, to eat her porridge and basically check her camera gear, make sure it's all there functioning, because she doesn't know when they're next going to have to go out. So she's kind of making it a point of everything is being lined up, everything is being figured out, and eating porridge at the same time.
Good stuff. Okay, and where's Lewis at?
Lewis is probably in the like most corner, probably right next to the bathroom, honestly, with just his boxes, and he like in between his boxes and his wall, he's just sitting there kind of he has a plate of food, but he's just kind of like playing with it and like picking it up and like putting it down, not eating it at all.
Fair. Okay, and then where is Sullivan?
I think Sullivan definitely gets up for more at some point, and he notices the way Lewis is, and he purposefully, from wherever he was originally, after he gets his second helpings, he goes and sits right next to Lewis and just gives him a little nudge. Doesn't say anything.
Okay. Agatha and Sparky are now both out of the building. Apparently they have university classes, so they're now gone. So all this is going on. And in the front door, again, the door did this little bell dingle. So Darcy, you're sitting right there. A tall man, probably at least 6.5 feet tall, wearing the crispest, cleanest charcoal gray suit, carrying a heavy briefcase. He's wearing 3 gold rings, one of which is like very large and styled. Darcy, you get a chance to see it and go ahead and make an intellect roll. How good are you at handling stuff like this? We're going to find out. This is going to be difficulty 3.
Okay.
And
I'm not going to add anything, so I want to see what happens.
yeah, this is keeping your cool.
Oh, God. Okay.
Ooh, you keep your cool. There is a moment where you can feel like that sensation where your heart wants to jump up into your neck and it's about to escape your body, and you've handled this before. You know that ring because your brother got it the day that he graduated law school from your father. And as he walks into the room and up to the desk, his eyes cut over at you. He clearly sees you, dismisses you, and looks back up into the room. Bill's walking out of the office at this point. And this man in this immaculate Italian suit, hair pulled back into a long, very lush, full, thick ponytail, just sneering with this petulant expression on his face. Opens up his briefcase on the table. I'll
just say, Darcy watches him the entire way and suddenly just feels very hot. And is like, okay, just like starts trying to control her breath a bit more, and kind of looks like she's looking down, but definitely is watching him the entire way, slowly gathering her things back into her bag.
And he starts picking up this feral, wild grin on his face as he can hear you breathing, perhaps. But he's flipped open the briefcase, and as Bill walks into the room and says something to the effect of like, can I help you? He takes out a sheaf of papers, hands them to Bill, and says, your deceased publication of this werewolf story. You've been served. And he smiles.
Darcy sort of awkwardly, but it's like, come on, and stands upright. Tries to stand tall and straight and walks over. What are you doing here?
As a general question, how tall is Darcy compared to her 6.5 foot tall brother?
She's like 5'4". She's my height.
Okay. Thanks for doing it in American for me. So with that, he closes a briefcase, clicks it, takes it up in his hand. He turns on his heel. And when he's looking at you, he's still got that just wolf smile on his face. And he says, I'm just doing my job.
This is not your space. Get out of my space.
I'm already on my way out. I already did what I needed to do.
And she shrinks a little bit and stands in between him and the desk. It's just like, then hurry up and leave.
Darcy.
Marco.
Calm down.
I will not calm down. Go. You're going to ruin everything.
I'm already ruining everything.
You always do.
I hope you enjoyed your job.
And she's twitching and like her hands are scrunching and she's trying to like just keep herself still. And she just glares at him.
Your brother loves to get your goat. He really thrives anytime he can pick on you just the slightest. And he is eating this up, possibly literally. And he says, don't worry. I'm sure it was fun while it lasted. And he just turns and starts walking out of the door.
And Darcy watches him go until he leaves that door.
You get that little tinkle.
Turns to Bill, is like, you need stronger wards, and goes out after him.
This shuts us down.
It won't. And she walks out to find her brother.
And of course, that's where we're going out. That's got to be our final note, but, well, I love you all. It's so much fun playing with you all each week and then doing terrible, terrible mean things to you guys I do feel bad about. We're going to go around and do outros because we got to do that. So let's start out with Sarah.
Wow, that was amazing. I'm like partially stunned and don't know what to say. So I'm Sarah L. Kinney. You can find me on Twitter here, and boy howdy, it could not be next Wednesday soon enough.
Also, we have credits now for the show apparently, so we can do this in a rapid fashion if we want to, and everybody's things will get credited, just so you know. I just found that out. And Allison.
Yeah, same. So much love. This was a blast. I'm there on Twitter, and all my stuff is there, so check it out. I cannot wait to see where this goes.
That'd be great. We're gonna have fun. Everybody knows magic. Okay, Alice.
Yep, I love this. I love it so much, and I just want it to be Wednesday again already. I know that in my head I could play for another 3 hours. And Hans, it's amazing, and I love all of these characters.
We're all having a good time. Okay, and Sam. I almost said Lewis. I didn't do it.
That's okay. Yeah, no, this is great. Oh my gosh. I'm just so happy that I found a place, you guys, for like 2 days, and then I'm gonna need to ask you all to room me again. But it's okay, we're good.
All right, and now we're on Mal.
Thanks. You can find me on Twitter at Malhadale. Tonight was great. I like Alice, I could play for another 3 hours.
It was good. Love y'all. It was a great show. There are credits. We will let Scrat do the Scrat thing for all those credits. And I guess this is the point where we just wave and we say we will see you again next week for more fun.
Bye.
Bye. I never know when to stop waving.